morning. Quick update I want to do on Spire Global, ticker symbol SPIR. And it's nice that we finally got a slight little snapback back from like 950, I think. No, I think the lowest was like 820 or 870 pre-market yesterday. And we got a little snap back to $11, and right now it's currently around $11.07. And I just want to do a quick update. So looking back, it makes sense that we literally just dropped way back below and we went back up to right before the Kpler Spire deal was announced. And honestly, that should have been an obvious arbitrage play, because I mean, like, if with news, add $4, minus news, minus $4, right? So it kind of made sense that it should stabilize around $11, because that's basically just what the price was before the Kpler deal, right? But I also want to note that Spire Global is a low float stock. I really, like, despite, even though it's like, oh, it was $20, it's $9 now, right? That's higher than some other stocks, right? $20 is higher than SoFi. It is a 200, or back then it was a $500 million market cap. Now it's a $250 million market cap. That is puny. There are a bajillion hedge funds that have way more money than that. I'm sure there's a bajillion, like, okay, not a bajillion, but there's like at least thousands of people, individuals, that have more money than that, right? So note that it's pretty easy to manipulate, and note that it's really susceptible to a lot of momentum, right? Now, I touched upon this on my previous on a post this morning, but I also want to bring your attention to the fact that there was a pretty sizable amount of calls that expire on February 21st, and it is also possible that people that sold those calls, or institutions that sold those calls, may don't want to be exercised, right? So they want to push the stock down after, and then wait until those stocks expire, or maybe buy those options back. Wait until those options expire, or buy those options back, and then they can stop shorting the stock, or they can let the stock go back up to its previous point, right? And the other thing I want to note, like, I know there's like, it was peak fear yesterday, because basically anyone that was in Spire Global, 50%, not basically, literally half of your portfolio just went poof, right? So like half of your entire like Spire just went poof, right? So I want to just note that this is something I haven't talked about in a while, just because this is really, really old news. But back in 2023, like early 2023 and early 2020, early 2023 and maybe like early middle 2023, could be 24, I forgot. I think it's 24 actually. I don't know, I'm getting old. Anyways, Spire Global sold, I think, I want to say 10. They sold a bunch of shares at $12.50 or at $12 back when it was trading at $8, right? So $12, that's higher than we are right now. And then they sold another 2.1 million shares at $14, which is even higher than that previous number, right? So you're still trading at, right now, $3 less than what an institution bought 10% of the company for. You're trading at about 30% less than what they bought it for, what they bought those 10% for. So I don't know, like, just because this deal went through or didn't go through, right? You still have the greatest thing about this deal, right? That I don't see why the market isn't noting, is that we finally have insight into their books, right? Like, even though they didn't publish all of their books, right? We at least know that the maritime alone is $233 million, would have been 5.8x of their trailing 12 months revenue, right? So divide that by about 6, we'll say. 233 divided, that's about, like, what is that, 80 million? No, 40 million? Like about 40 million, right? So we'll say 35 million, right? So 35 million is how much they make, is how much one business arm of the 5 that they have, right, is how much their revenue is, right? So right now, that means that Spire Global is trading at least, if all the other arms of their business, if all the other business arms made $0, they are trading at about like maybe an 8 or a 9x, right? And that's assuming that all the other ones are completely like pieces of trash and completely useless, and Spire Maritime is the only part that generates revenue. Then Spire Global is currently trading at a 9x. That is so much cheaper than so many of the stocks right now. You have things that are trading at, you have like, I don't even want to talk about like how the market's, I don't know, but I guess there is that uncertainty, right? So it's still high conviction, it's still really high risk, right? But I just wanted to bring that to your attention and note that, again, someone bought 2.1 million shares at $14. Another person, I think it was $10 million worth of money. But 10 million, I think it was 10 million, I forget. But like they also bought a sizable amount at $12, both of which are higher than we are right now, right? If you could even just play the arbitrage from 11 to maybe $14 or $12. It was either $12 or $12. I think it was $12. Bruh. But again, as I also noted in another post that I mentioned, right? High volatility, right? It's susceptible to manipulation. This could honestly be a pump and dump, right? Like you don't know. There's still a lot of calls. I think there was like 1,000 some calls expiring, or a few thousand calls expiring. So they could be trying to just rinse you for your money. So definitely be careful, right? This is high conviction, like really high conviction play. Don't lose your money, right? In investing, the rule number 1 is don't lose money, right? Then rule number 2 is try to earn money, right? But rule number 1, don't make mistakes. So that's all I wanted to talk about. Have a good day. Peace.